This show is brought to you in part by Bogart Extractors, an industry leader revolutionizing hydrocarbon extraction. Licensed facilities can rest assured that Bogart's certified systems meet all industry standards. They are peer-reviewed by a third-party engineer to ensure your facility and its employees can operate safely. And each stainless steel unit is built and tested right here in the USA. Bogart's functional extractors boast a faster and more cost-effective process with features like hydrocarbon falling films to supercharge evaporation rates, heavy-duty explosion-proof pumps for flammable liquid or vapor, industrial chillers capable of maintaining large tanks of solvent at temperatures well below negative 60 degrees Celsius. And Bogart offers extensive tech support and consultation services. So whether you need to set up an extraction lab from scratch or simply need some replacement gaskets, Bogart is a phone call away at 855-553-3887 or visit bogart.com. That's BHOGART.com. Welcome. You're listening to Casually Baked, the podcast, home base for the canna curious. Thanks for tuning in.
It's high time. We had a high time together. Yes, it's high time. We had a high time together.
Hi, y'all. I'm Joe, your host and Cannabis Lifestyle Guide. I hope you are having an eventful summer and making time for the important people, places, and things in your life. I live halfway across the country from my family, but this summer I've spent a lot of quality time with them. Way more so than usual for me. And let me tell you, there's nothing that will highlight your similarities and differences more than hosting family members in your 300 square feet of living space.
I got the bottle of wine, the high dollar kind. I got the West Coast smoke, but I better just take one toke.
I've lived in some amazing places in my adult life. Austin, Texas, Bologna, Italy, New York City, Sonoma County, California, and most recently, Marin. And until last week, I haven't been able to convince my parents to leave the Lone Star State to visit me. So their trip to the West Coast got me to thinking about connection and the circles we keep. You see, the most organic and meaningful way we change the world is through contact and connection, by knowing and engaging with those different than ourselves. We've all met someone we're totally prepared to hate and then realize instead that we're actually quite taken with the person and want to add them to our circle of trust. Damn it. We actually want to know them. And by doing so, by letting ourselves, we are changed and expanded ever so slightly, whether we realize it or not. I'm from an incredibly diverse family raised on a ranch in West Texas. I love my home, but I was never satisfied in the small town bubble. I eagerly flew the coop at 17, ready for something new. Now I spend my adult life bubble hopping. Exploring and experiencing cultures is the thing that satiates my curious wanderer. And frankly, I think it helps me live my best life. I'm comfortably dropping myself in foreign countries, joining new groups, or having first-time experiences is how I actively strengthen and expand my mind to embrace new perspectives on old ideas, unfamiliar customs, and ways of being. And frankly, I get frustrated when I see other people that want to do some of these same things, but they don't. I think that if we surround ourselves with more diversity, then we just can't help but change our minds. Anyone that knows me or my family knows that we're quite different in our worldviews, politics, and personal values. I'm sure there is a lot of that in your family too. As adults, strewn about geographically, my sisters and my values have evolved and segmented since we were children growing up under one roof. We were all raised in a Republican household and were taught to respect and value democracy. We voted on most family decisions, as I recall, and majority always ruled. As kids, we tended to agree on most of the things, and Daddy lost the majority of votes 6-1. But now, grown women north of 40, we don't always see eye to eye, and I sort of love it. I find our relationships now fascinating. Diversity is a necessary and beautiful thing. So when I see my family every 6 months, when we're together, there's always a lot of catching up to do. And I do enjoy checking in on the current life stuff and then organically just dive into significant conversations beyond the weather, beyond whatever sports is on the television, and beyond the menu and potlucks for the week. I can say that if you're not careful, you can walk away from quality time with your family and not ever really connect. The older I get, the more I care to know other people's perspectives. I like to hop inside their bubble to shake up my own. Sometimes we find ourselves in conversations that feel physically painful, but it's important to learn to talk to people who disagree with you. It is a skill you can only hone by consciously and intentionally walking toward your discomfort. And when I say that, that's like me asking my dad how he thinks Donald Trump is doing in his presidency. Speaking of, during a conversation with Daddy over the weekend, I asked him if he thought I was pushy. He said yes. But he also said I'm exactly the way he raised me to be. Nice save, right? I mean, the man knows he can be pretty fucking pushy himself. I mean, the two of us, we've literally put topics in the off-limits category to avoid blowing up at each other. And I hate pushy. I don't want to be pushy. I want to inspire and influence change with my stories and my actions. I want to live an inspired life, not be a bully. The way I see it, the only way to practice being less pushy is to have thoughtful conversations with the people who disagree with you, not with the intention of changing their mind, but rather with the desire to understand their perspective. Not having an agenda other than expanding your perspective is the key. And it's really fucking hard. That's what she said. But it's important to try. And we all can intuitively understand the value in practice. And because my life's motto is do it or don't, but do, for 4 days in my smoke-filled bubble, I had authentic, sometimes fiery, but always composed conversations with my parents. We talked about cannabis for wellness, habits, cars, coolers, California versus Texas, farming and ranching, family, dying, chasing your dreams, failure, regret, fear, and love relationships. We talked about a lot of shit, people. I tell you that to say this. Things don't change when we keep secrets. And secrets lurk in all kinds of ways beyond the textbook definition. Talents that you're too scared to share with the world, I consider that a secret that will gnaw away at your self-confidence and your self-worth. unspoken truths that burn in your belly, that's definitely a secret that will set you free. How can you honestly connect if you don't get to the heart of the matter? The intention behind the things we don't understand, that is what matters. People don't trust things that they don't know. Hell, there are plenty of very nice Midwest families out there that believe that pot smoking is breaking the law, thus shaming the name of the Lord Almighty. And I guess I can't blame them because they have zero experience with someone like me. I really like encountering these folks out in the wild because I'm charming and they love me, and then I lay it on them what I do for a living.
Are you ready to make bad days a thing of the past? I invite you to explore the why behind the things you do every day that make you feel awesome. In his new book, Make It a Great Day, author Jarrett Robertson shares small ideas you can use to feel your best. So the next time you're looking for ways to improve your day or mood, you're empowered to do just that. Your day can't control you when you follow this roadmap to thrive. Purchase Make It a Great Day on Audible or online at makeitagreatday.ca.
And their mouths drop. And then I always have really authentic interactions with them. I don't always change their minds, but I make folks stop, think, and I spark their curiosity. That, in and of itself, is positive change in my book. And you know I'm a cheerleader for that shit. So who's in your circle? And who's missing? I wish for you a circle of diversity so as to grow your perspective of all things big and small. You don't have to use the information for anything more than living a happy and peaceful life. But if you do feel so called, engage your circle in meaningful dialogue. Find out what matters to them and how they want to be remembered when they pass. Make every minute be part of the path you blaze for yourself. What do you want it to look like? How interesting will your adventure be? You can stay in your lane. You can set your cruise control. Or you can explore and engage and spend your time doing something you believe in. Something that gives you joy. And so what if you fail? I fail multiple times every day. And apparently I'm still confident enough to be pushy.
You got your face fixed up nice with all those little colored lights. You got those records that spin around and round. I'm gonna spin till we get home.
Speaking of pushy, if you're listening to this podcast and you haven't subscribed yet, ooh, child, you better get on it. I mean, iTunes, SoundCloud, Google Play, whatever app you use for your podcast, subscribe. And you can rate the podcast on iTunes. That's really where it's most helpful because they're the ones that, hell, I don't know. Their shit doesn't stink, who knows? But everybody says we need to do iTunes, so by God, do iTunes. I'm getting off my soapbox now. Love your guts.
Casually Baked, the podcast, was created, recorded, produced, edited by the team of Just Joe. Our theme music is by my handsome and fabulous friend Seth Walker. If you aren't familiar with his music, check out his latest album, Gotta Get Back, wherever you are buying your music these days. I know he didn't create High Time for me, but it sure as shit sounds like he did, right? I hope you'll tune in next time. Thanks for hanging out.
I think everyone should have at least one bleeding heart liberal, a staunch Republican, a Trump lover, Obama crusader, a military soldier, a Muslim, a Buddhist, a Bible thumper, a corporation runner, at least one responsible pot smoker and someone practicing sobriety, an adventurer, and an addict in their circles. I also think they should have a sensible advice giver and a ride or die shit's going down and it's time to go, amigo. And your parents. Parents make pretty great friends as you grow up. Ooh, and a troublemaker. Someone who's been to jail for doing dumb shit. You need one of those in your circle too. Ooh, and a lawyer. And a cop. Ooh, also someone with a truck. Although I've been the girl with the truck, and I recognize that made me very popular when it was time to move or haul shit. Ooh. Oh, but anyway, you smell what I'm stepping in. Diversify.
Tell me, boy, you make me so bored. You need to walk the other way. I tell you once more. Please get out of my way. I don't want you no more. We're done here, boy. I know you think you're so fine, but you can't see clear. I've been wanting to
Hi, my name is Kira Reed, and I'd like to invite you to be inspired by the women who are leading in the cannabis industry. Each week, we will discuss empowerment, leadership, and what it means to be a woman in charge in marijuana, hemp, and CBD. As the founder of the Women Empowered in Cannabis community, I have had the great pleasure to get to know many brilliant and talented women who are CEOs, executives, politicians, advocates, and community leaders that are focused on creating a cannabis economy that is just, fair, and equal. We'll learn how these women make decisions, how they navigate a predominantly male industry, and what they're doing to level the playing field for women. I hope you'll join us.